And the BNFT front page, tomato crisis, broken dams, farmers' plight, traders' nightmare. This is a story of the things that are contributing to the crisis. And stock market, GSE reinforces guardrails to limit price engineering. And all 6 missing trucks located in the 85 million Ghana cedi transit case. This case too, over the weekend, I followed it, and Charlie, customs, things are happening, anyway, MTN has elevated the Ghana subsidiary as a major subsidiary as investment surge. We are told that MTN is going to invest about $1.1 billion in the Ghana operations for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And Agri Impact Group founder is now the chairman of the CSIR Crop Research Institute board.
Oh, okay.
That is Daniel Akwe.
Great. And the daily graphic for this morning: government bans land transit of cooking oil. Finance Minister orders crackdown on customs complicity. Q1 graphic business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting tomorrow. Experts to discuss urban transport system. And B5 Plus pioneers 24-hour economy. President reviews at expanded plant commissioning. And MTN to invest $1.1 billion in Ghana. And we're told that the Ghana subsidiary is doing very well.
Yeah.
I was there on Friday to speak with the group CEO, Raf. So
Legal Galamsey.
anyway,
It's good to see businesses doing well, and
yes.
I'm excited whenever I see the MTN figures, and it's when I see their figures, it also keeps me thinking why we as a people can't manage our state-owned enterprises. Now, Goldfields is in the business, right? The Daman mine, government is going to take over, or whatever it is that we are going to do. Are we going to run it such that it brings so much value and enables us to own and take over other gold assets? It's something that we all need to be discussing and following. Now, if you go to the news center, the MTN story is still here. $1.1 billion to be invested in Ghana's network expansion in 3 years. This is the MTN Group CEO. No trucks missing in transit diversion reports. This is the ICUMs, the ICOMs. And 24-hour economy bill won't deliver youth jobs. This is Kojo Oponkroma, minority spokesperson on Economy and Development Committee of Parliament. And angry cocoa farmers converge on Cocoa Board headquarters. Cocoa protests politically engineered. This is Ayaga speaking. He says that the protesters were bussed and encouraged to come by political opponents.
Look, let's deal with the challenges. Let's not descend into this unnecessary partisanship, because once we do that, we don't focus on the challenge.
Yeah.
Today, the farmers have issues. How do you address the issues?
Yeah.
How do you address them? Look, yes, we have a challenge on our hands. Cocoa Board has 10,000 employees. And so any plan
10,000 employees.
Yes. Hey. Any plan also, you'd have to think about these employees. What happens to them?
Yeah.
So, but how do we also ensure
Let's give them land and seedlings so that they go and farm.
It will take time. Let's also think about these farmers. Okay, these farmers. Because if they also decide to cut down their cocoa trees and sell it to galamseyers. And my brother, I mean, for those of us who come from mining and cocoa growing areas, we see it all the time.
This is nothing to politicize, really. We all need to get together to discuss. And the analysis we did, looking at that analysis, if we don't take action and if we are not smart enough, we will actually collapse the cocoa sector, just as we collapsed a lot of other sectors. We collapsed our cotton sector, we collapsed our glass sector, we collapsed a lot of the sectors, even the timber sector. We didn't really invest properly in the sector. We cannot collapse cocoa. We can't.
Exactly. The graphic business for this morning talks about the graphic business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting tomorrow on urban transport systems. BOG tax banks to diversify income sources is also here. And CSIR appoints Dr. Daniel Akwe as chairman of Crop Research Institute board. And back page, Olympic trials to 6 million deal shields full circle moment. Okay.
Now, if you go to the Republic Press, dirty pure water, flat kaswa, as typhoid cases surge. The story says residents of Kaswa are raising alarm over what they describe as a surge in unregulated sachet water production, warning that the growing number of backyard pure water factories may be contributing to an increase in typhoid cases across the municipality. You can link this to their access to Ghana water supply.
Yeah.
You see, wherever Ghana water doesn't consistently supply, people have to depend on these things. And we really need to look at Ghana water also again. Now, upon Nkrumah throws shade at 24-hour bill, and sad story, Obrachurch Senior High School student hospitalized after assault at district games. I saw that video online where some students assaulted that student from Obrachurch Senior High School at the Swedro School of Business. Doesn't look good, and we need to work on it. And teen arrested over assault on Ridge Hospital security guard. That story is also here.
The daily guide for this morning, NDC 24-hour economy misled youth. Upon Nkrumah with that story in here. But you know, that this whole thing about 24-hour economy, I think part of our problem in this country is that nobody is ever prepared to lay foundation for something.
Yeah.
So a 24-hour economy. Sometimes we should be prepared to start programs and policies that you may not see the result
Immediately.
But you see, anytime we want to do something, we're in a hurry because, one, in coming up with that policy, we played politics with it. So we are in a hurry, and in that hurry, we miss it. 24-hour economy. You want to ensure that the economy grows in such a way that, you know, would have a 24-hour economy. No problem. How do you it? Okay, you've talked about the, Agbeledu and all of
Volta Corridor Development Project, Afram Place Development Project.
Go ahead and do them. You see, the state should be involved, and the state should be willing to actually put in the seed capital. When the private man begins to see something and he sees signs of growth, he would want to get in there. Sometimes convincing the private man to put his money into some of these things is very difficult. And that's where we expect the state to take the lead. So the state should get in there. But as for these sometimes, and as a story here, Mahama commissions B5 plus steel plant.
Yeah.
And 24-hour economy is going to... We saw this under 1D, 1F. Let's take our time and get things done right. Also here, Gamanche discharged from UGMC after car crash. And Interior Ministry introduces automated fire compliance safety system. And Heath Goldfields records first gold pour ignites local economy.
The Ghanaian publisher NPP announces internal elections, and cocoa farmers face severe hardship. Catholic bishops tell Mahama, and Mahama commissions B5 plus steel plant, and Kojo Nkrumah blasts government over 24-hour gimmicks, and Ghana Link clears air on missing trucks, backs GRA probe.
The custodian for today, Savelugu MP, distributes free water to constituents amidst crisis. Minority exposes NDC 24-hour economy gimmicks. Government celebrates, but our families mourn. Farmers protest Kela cocoa producer price cut. And one here is how can 2,587 be better than 3,100? And like I've said about this cocoa thing, you know, the current administration has been in office for 13 months. You know your liabilities, you know your assets. You've had 13 months to plan. At this point, enough of the blame game. Governments are voted into office to solve problems. If there were no problems, you'll be asked to continue. So now that you've been there for 13 months, fix the problem. And stop joining. You see, leaders fix
the country?
No, fix the problem and stop.
But the problem is part of the country. Fix the country.
And stop joining. You know, part of our problem is that, you see, leaders solve problems. Unfortunately, here, we explain problems.
Yeah.
So they join us to complain. Oh, no, but the times are hard. Yeah. So
yes, we explain problems and build the slogans.
Yeah. Deal with the problem. Solve them. And also... Government bans land transit of cooking oil, and students prefer multi-faith schools. Research reviews. Prudential Bank MasterCard collaborate to support SMEs.
Now, the Daily Democrat, Mahama pushes tree crops revival as authority honest champions. And rent rage, workers crashed as landlords demand impossible cash. Ghana's housing crisis explodes. That's also a story in the Daily Democrat.
Okay, so let's get to myjournalline.com.
Ghana climbs to 8th richest in Africa under Mahama. This is the Labour Minister. We are told that we've moved from 10th to 8th. In Africa. Now, Free Senior High School most consequential social policy of the Fourth Republic. This is according to Afenyo Markin. And Ghana calls for greater inclusion of women, youth in West African leadership. Special calls will deliver faster, fairer justice. This is according to the Judicial Secretary. And student injured in clash at Agona Swedro District Schools Athletics Games. And 24-hour economy will be driven by incentives, not compulsion. This is Guzi Tano. And Religious Affairs Minister calls for unity as Ramadan begins. Now, if you go to citynewsroom.com, Ghanaians overpaid 1.5 billion Ghana cedis for power. And there is a group that is demanding an 11% tariff cut. Now, Cocoa Board must rationalize staff, not just cut salaries. This is Prof. Peter Korte speaking. And Free Senior High School is Ghana's most significant social policy since 1992. This is Afenyo Markin. And Guzitano, 24-hour economy will incentivize, not force businesses. And public-private partnership, key to revival of garment industry. This is the Central Tongue MP. And you know, the garment industry will only work properly if you are producing the raw material, which is cotton. And our cotton industry has collapsed. In fact, when I was mentioning the industries that have collapsed, I forgot to add the sugar industry. It has also collapsed. The rice industry is collapsing. And if I were the president, this Easter season, this Eid season, if any state agency or any of my appointees donate rice, and it's not Ghana rice, I'll sack the person. Yeah. Like, since this government came, the vice president has donated rice, Muntaka has donated rice, a lot of key players have donated rice. When I looked at some of the labels, they are not Ghana rice. So wherever you are getting the money from to procure rice to donate to prison service or whatever, it should be Ghana rice, because we must drive growth of our industry with our procurement strategy.
You see, last week I was talking about the fact that we must use the power of the state to buy our produce.
Yeah.
So get the rice farmers, use the power of the state to get them business. Over time, they will produce more.
Yeah.
Once they produce more and you become self-sufficient, then you take steps to ban importation or put taxes on it so it becomes very expensive, and then we go. But as it stands now, once we are not there, you cannot do that. And once the currency appreciates also, people would import and sell it, I mean, at very low rates people can afford. There's this message that says, good morning, SMS. There's a massive traffic on Accra and Sawam Road causing 56 minutes delay. Can you assist in informing the police to help us? Traffic starts from Ofanko all the way to Neoplan Station.
Yeah.
So the police should please get there and, help them.
And I think we need to bring the attention of the Ministry of Roads and Urban Roads to the Achimota overhead. You see the underpass? Charlie, the place is basa. They just need to go and remove the surface and just lay new asphalt. The small delay that underpass causes, it also causes a build-up, right? Because when you get there, you have to slow down. If you are driving at, say, 60 kilometers or 50 kilometers, you slow down to 5-10 kilometers. And that also causes a build-up. Let's fix it. Those small things. So let me give you some of the details of the stories.
Yes.
Should I give you the tomato story, or I should give you the Ghana 8th richest in Africa story?
Any of them.
Okay. This story is a long article on page 3 of the BNFT. And if listeners have time, you should grab a copy of the BNFT and read. Basically, it's a similar analysis that we did last week. Tomato traders travel over 1,000 kilometers to Burkina Faso. They spend 5 days on the road, 2.5 days in, 2.5 days out, By the time they get in, a lot of their tomatoes are rotting because of the heat and the fact that they don't have cold storage. And in the major season, places like Agogo, Dowenya, and other places will produce tomato in bulk, and they also go rotten because you don't process. So basically, they have defined the problem,
Okay.
and they're asking for solutions.